Guys, you're not gonna believe this. A new The Walking Dead game from Skybound Games, the developers behind The Walking Dead, the final season, episode 3 and episode 4, not the first 2 episodes because that was Telltale Games. Guys, I am so excited. Let's take a look at what we have here. Shout out to Dom the Bomb for this. Let's see what we got here. GameSpot article. It says, The Walking Dead, Last Mile. That is the game's name. Let's fans change the franchise forever. So yeah, this is gonna be exciting, ladies and gentlemen. We got choices-based game. This is gonna be so sick. It's fascinating. I haven't seen many people talk about it. Let's see what this article says. And this is not sarcasm at all. Quote, Last Mile is part game, part streaming series. Excuse me, but what? Part game, part streaming series? What? What is this, SmackNPie? SmackNPie here, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. You're listening this right. I was so excited. I was like, this is a brand new game. Cannot wait for it. And I started to dig into it. And what I learned, this is what I learned, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to this. The Walking Dead, The Last Mile, the new title for the game, is not a game in a traditional sense. Mark from GameSpot got the opportunity to experience this. And they said, and I quote, part Facebook gaming event, part Facebook watch streaming series. What are we talking about? Make up your mind. What is this? So it says, when Walking Dead Last Mile debuts later this year exclusively on Facebook. What? No PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, none of that. Facebook. You won't need a controller, console, PC, or even a copy of the game to engage with it. To better understand what sort of experience it will be, you need only understand the play on the words in its title. The Walking Dead Last Mile is itself a mile or massively interactive live event. So enough of me taking the piss out of this. Alright, what is the mile? What is a mile? Well, as they said, massively interactive live event. So, I don't use Facebook. I don't. I despise that platform, alright? If you use it, that's perfectly fine. I'm not gonna start disrespecting you. But, for this video specifically, I went to that to check out what are they talking about. So this company, right, GenVid Tech. So as you guys know, Facebook is involved heavily with the metaverse. They've invested a lot in the VR department as well. They're serious about metaverse. A lot of us, we don't stand by it. We don't care, frankly, to be honest. We, as participants, basically are interacting with a live stream. So in short, like, we can influence the activities that is happening within that live stream. There are choices that we can tell the characters to do, and there is an outcome by the end of it. So I hope that simplifies from what I've learned, of course, so far. So it says that GenVid Technologies, of course, they're gonna be handling all the tech part, but Skybound, which writes the stories, and then Pipework Studios, they're handling the artwork and the game development. So it says, in season, a mile is like a 24/7 stream with major and minor moments unfolding at different hours of the day for months at a time, all while AI-assisted characters live out their days, whether you're there to influence them or not. To interact, players simply need a browser that lets them access Facebook. There, they decide how involved they want to be with the season-long story. Whether that means simply watching things unfold like it's an ant farm, you can just watch it by like, I'm here, or participating in the interactive elements like morning routine, new Wordle, perhaps, or even making it their new favorite dedicated series, like watching a Twitch streamer for a few hours every day. But they forgot to add like watching a Twitch streamer play something, but then actively influencing whatever they're playing at the same time. So if players miss a period of Last Mile, they can keep up with the drama via a wrap-up show that will air regularly and give them something like a previously on segment. So it's a big thing, like it's actually a really big deal, and it is fascinating because I've never heard of it. Why? Because it's Facebook related and I don't use Facebook, but it actually got my interest when I was researching it. It really did. So Rival Peak has been GenVid's most successful mile to date, but the CEO and co-founder of the company told them that the team is using what it learned from that experience to make the Walking Dead Last Mile even better. So they're hoping that becomes their prized possession. It took them a long time to get a franchise like The Walking Dead, so all players can feel satisfied no matter their own level of interaction, maybe more importantly, no matter the time zone in which they live. If you choose to lean back and watch, it'll progress. You do not need to do a thing. The reason you participate in the activities is because you want to have more agency over the outcome. Though some interactive elements such as mechanics behind communal decision making are still being finalized, Sean of Skybound gleefully stressed that the last mile of the game is being handled like a proper new entry in the Walking Dead comic universe. Comic universe, I should say. And of all the narrative prestige that comes with it. He also teased that though the undead are often slower or even frozen stiff in the Alaskan setting, other new threats will be revealed for the first time in the franchise. So of course, because it's an event that goes on for a long time, it makes sense for the walkers, the undead, quote-unquote, to be slow, because not everybody's going to be there. At the time, it's not like a video game or some sort, so it's slow, so it makes sense to have your characters be ready, and then you can just leave, and your characters will take care of the undead themselves. Its story arc, most excitingly, is not set in stone. Players will have a lot of influence in the way the story goes, writing the new Walking Dead canon that can't be reloaded, rehashed, or rewritten to better suit the lives of its characters or the preferences of its players. As with anything The Walking Dead, the stakes are life or death, and Facebook users will collectively help decide who lives and who dies. What's interesting here, ladies and gentlemen, is that if a character dies, it dies. That's it. Think of it like Twitch plays The Walking Dead, except where all the alternate narrative branches are instantly chopped off the moment a decision has been made. Those tangential universes simply cease to exist, rather than comparing endings. What happened to Kenny in your story? Is Kenny's in here? Is Kenny got an Easter egg in here? What's going on? Players will act as a fractured community, trying to come together and help characters make it out alive, all while telling a singular story that will be cemented as canon and referenced in future Walking Dead media, so you know how much they're pushing this. They're involved in it big time. Will the characters go to war, steal from each other, work to mend bonds, both figurative and literal? Much of the story can't be spoken to yet, because it's the players who will determine its path over the course of months-long season. You can't make this up, ladies and gentlemen. But before we continue, ladies and gentlemen, we got some screenshots that I feel like will really capture your interest. So it started off with this one, the settlement of the Walking Dead Last Mile, and this is like a concept art of some sort. It kind of reminds me of The Last of Us, Tommy's and Maria's settlement. It looks decent enough, not gonna lie to you. As you can see down here, Genevieve, Skybound Games, and Pipeworks Studios. Then the next picture, ladies and gentlemen, reminds us of Still Not Bitten comic and Clementine book 1. Yes, I will cover that book. Ugh, but this art is really fascinating. It's so cool. And at number 3, ladies and gentlemen, we get more concept art like a cafe or some sort. Because it's winter season, it makes it so fascinating. I just wish Telltale made the last season, the final season, all in winter. Can you imagine if it was all winter? Ah, there were so many possibilities, ladies and gentlemen. Then we got this, another in-town concept art. As you can see, Dutch's Barbecue, more shops, pawn shop, as you can see right there. It looks decent, honestly. We got more concept arts. This, however, does not look healthy at all. This does not look normal at all. This place is a mess, ladies and gentlemen. This pic right here kind of reminds me of The Walking Dead Season 3. You know, the settlement where Tripp and his people were staying. This reminds me of that. I swear, man, there's something about apocalyptic concept arts that they're always intriguing, and they're so fascinating, as you can see here in the next one. It's just a shame that all of this, what's funny is that they didn't have to go through all of this. They could have just easily made another game. Listen, it doesn't have to be Clementine related. Could be just AJ, or just another character, or, you know, just starting a whole new character, and it would still talked about more, sell more than whatever this experiment is. Then, ladies and gentlemen, we look at some of the characters that will be featured in this game. This is our first dude. The character model looks nice, not gonna lie to you. To pull up for the reference, here's the previous game in Mile from Facebook, and you can make it up. Yeah, this is how it's gonna look. So it's still, considering it's an online thing, it's not that bad. I can get behind it, honestly, but that was the only model. Then the others are just concept art. As you can see, this dude still better than whoever that was from the Clementine Book 1 preview. See, this is funny, like, this concept art is you know what I'm gonna say, right? And you agree with me, so we both know. I'm just gonna move on. Then we got this walker, which is fascinating. It is interesting, that I'll say that at the very least. Then we got this lady with the sword. It's not a katana, so I'm not picking this character, but it's still cool that there is a variety amongst these characters. Then there's another character. I can get behind her. She looks like she kills, and she kills a lot, and she knows what's up and how to survive in these woods. Then we got the concept of the first two that we saw the model of. So not gonna lie to you, transitioning from this concept art to the model, they did actually a good job with the models. Then we got this final character concept art with a shotgun. Looks like if the group coordinates, she could be a leader. She seems clear-headed at the moment. But yeah, these were the screenshots, the small info related to The Walking Dead Last Mile. By the way, you can have your own character as an overlay during the event. If you engage with this game, you'll earn in-game currencies that can be used for different rewards, walk-on role in the cinematics of the series, whatever that means. So you can have your character be involved in an event that'll stay canon in the Walking Dead franchise and universe. So overall, my thoughts, ladies and gentlemen, is that it's a very fascinating concept, I must say. Like, if someone dies, they die completely, and the story moves on. They're saying that it's about who stays alive by the end of the season, how many stay alive by the end of season, and they also say that our player, our character, it doesn't seem to be more than just a UI addition, but it helps heighten the drama for players wishing to survive the season with a single character. Most importantly, it gives the player their own face and voice of the drama, even as not everyone will be among the diehards who end up in the series itself. So there's like a major plot, and then there's like subplots, and you're part of those subplots. Look man, more will be revealed later this year between Last Mile, the Facebook Mile, whatever that is, The Walking Dead Book 1. We got some Walking Dead content coming later this year, so stay around for more Walking Dead content, and let me know your thoughts and theories down in those comments below, and subscribe. Follow me to Instagram, SmackNPie, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care, and forgive me, peace.